If I had to say what best describes Ad Astra in one word, it would be interesting. The sci-fi space movie directed by James Gray and starring Brad Pitt features what could be a very engaging movie, but it entirely depends on your tastes. Set in the near future, Earth has moved forward in space exploration, having now colonized the moon and set up bases on Mars. The movie kicks off with power surges coming from Neptune that cause chaos around the planet. Roy McBride, played by Brad Pitt, is ordered by the US Space Command to go to Mars and to send a message to his father, Clifford McBride, Tommy Lee Jones, as they believe he is causing them to happen and hopes a message from his son can help. Without going into spoilers, that is the most I can say about the movie, because while there is a lot to think about here, the movie itself is light in plot. Ad Astra is set up to show how Roy McBride actually feels, and struggles with dealing with emotion as he goes on his journey, becoming more and more isolated. This is shown in two ways, with Brad Pitt's facial expressions and his calm demeanor, as he interacts with others, and a voiceover that expresses how he really feels. You get to see the duality of the two personalities of McBride, and how he struggles to deal with it. To the people around him, he is calm and collected, but inside he struggles to suppress his emotions, something he has been taught to do his entire life. Besides dealing with his emotions, you see how complicated his relationship with his father actually is. At the beginning, there is nothing but great respect for his father from himself and the people around him. But as the story unfolds, there is more to their relationship that has affected him and influenced how he deals with life. A standout part of the movie is the little details that Gray takes when crafting his near-future environment, and this is seen the most when Roy McBride has to take a commercial flight to the moon. You see the entire process of having to go to the station, stay overnight for an exam, get to the gate, and then finally board. It shows that while the idea of flying into space is amazing, in reality it could end up as boring as flying around the world today. Here, though the director did not have to do this, we could have simply cut to him landing and save almost 5 minutes. But it is these details that show how fleshed out this version of Earth is. Other parts of the movie where it really excels is the cinematography and score. The cinematography here is really pleasant to watch, with a great mix of wide shots showing how alone McBride is in space, but also close-up shots of when dealing with situations, and how being in a spaceship, you do feel trapped. The score is also really good, with it having a more important role in the second half of the film due to the lack of characters. I will say, however, that a downside of the movie for me is that I wished it did delve more into the environment the director made. Some of the best scenes was written when the story was set on the moon and Mars, but those parts feel shorter than they should have been. Also, the marketing campaign has been heavy on showing the action in the movie. As a heads up, that is not indicative of a majority of the movie. While there is action, it is in small amounts, with most of the movie moving at a slower pace. Ad Astra is a wonderful film about how a person deals with their emotions and life, with space being the background for it. Brad Pitt is amazing in his role, and if you can handle a 2-hour slow burn movie, then I highly recommend you watch it. Final rating, 8 out of 10.